Hello students, I'm Amrita. The subject we are going to discuss is groundwater development and management, and the topic is artificial recharge of groundwater, part 2. In the part 1, that is in the previous video, we have discussed about what is groundwater and what is the recharge, why we have to recharge the groundwater, what are all the artificial recharge methods we can opt, in which areas the artificial recharge is necessary, and in the means of artificial recharge and all the remaining topics. And now in today's class we are going to discuss about the methods of artificial recharge. Actually, in the previous class itself we have discussed that we are having three types of methods. One is surface, another one is subsurface, and the third one is induced methods of recharge. In them, again categorized into different techniques. All those techniques will be discussed in today's class. Okay, let's begin our topic. In them, the first method is surface method. We also call it as surface spreading method. Okay, the name itself defines that it is surface spreading. That means in this type of method, we simply divert the entire water to spread over a particular surface. Okay, yeah. But for this particular methods, the method is well suitable for large areas of basins, and particularly the condition is this basins should possess aquifers without any impervious layers above them. Yeah, another condition is to satisfy to use this method is the nature of the stop cut should be sandy or alluvial. For example, some of the soils from soils on this coast areas or something, right? So there the top coat is very much having higher infiltration rates. Okay, first taking of the surface spreading is flooding. This is mostly suitable on the flat topographies. The land should be very plain. Okay, the water we are actually spreading is to be diverted into a thin sheet of water. Okay, and in this particular case, the higher it is obtained on the areas with undisturbed vegetation and sandy soil coverings, etc. Right? That means the area which is free of vegetation and some alluvial soils also. In that type of areas where the land is plain, at that area the flooding method can be used. The next method is basin and percolation tanks. This is also a very most common method of artificial recharge. In this particular method, what we do is we simply impound some basins or percolation tanks in a large basin. Okay, the land here if the land in that particular basin is undulated or unruled, in that particular area we actually use this type of basin and percolation tank method. Okay, we simply divert all this water in particular basin to some ditches, like some basin like formations, and from where the water is infiltrated inside the ground. Okay, mostly this is feasible in some hard rocky areas, not like the previous method. Alluvial is not at all necessary. Hard rocky and some unruled areas, right? So the feasibility of water, the efficiency of this method is more likely in hard rocky areas where there is highly fractured and withered rocks. Okay, from that fractures and withers, the water simply goes inside your ground, and the water simply recharges the groundwater. Okay, the next method is stream augmentation. It is simply like providing a check dam at the nearest available runoff area. Okay, by simplifying the topic, if there is a natural stream around your surfaces and all, obviously there will be some seepage in this natural stream to the nearest groundwater aquifer, right? So when the rate of when the rate of infiltration is high, the excess water in that particular aquifer will be lost as runoff. To avoid such runoff losses, we simply construct a barricade over that runoff areas, right? The excess water will be catched up there. The excess runoff will be catched up in the form of a check dam, and obviously all this water will be stored at particular area. Okay, so in this particular this is normally of a height of less than 2 meters, and series of check dams will be constructed in that particular runoff area, that means that particular stream, and we just simply save that water. Obviously there will be some infiltration into the ground, and there will be a higher increase in your groundwater. This is also one of the method of your artificial recharge. Next method is ditch and furrow systems. Simply we can, in the irrigation engineering also we study about this ditch and furrows. That means we simply create some grooves around in this particular basin area, and the water will be directed onto the grooves. Okay, all this water will be collected from that ditches or furrows, and will be carried to the nearest streams or canals, or if there are any other water bodies also. In that particular way, or in that particular streams or so, the percolation opportunity is very high. That means there is a more chance of infiltrating the water when we are directing the water on these ditches and furrows. So obviously there will be a maximum amount of water will be infiltrated inside the ground, and subsequently there will be a higher level of the groundwater recharge. Okay, the next topic is subsurface methods. Okay, up to now we have seen simply directing onto the surface of the ground, right? In this particular method, what we do is, if there exist any impervious layers on the top of the surface, okay, if there exist any harder strata on the top of surface, we just opt this type of methods. We simply dig some of the surface. Okay, we simply dig some of the surface, and either we fill it with some percolating material, or we simply left it like that, and we simply direct the water to that subsurface platforms, from where the water is directed into your nearest aquifers, and the groundwater will be recharged. In the subsurface, the first one is recharge wells. We can actually divide them into two. One is injection well, another one is recharge. Injection wells are particularly which is simply inject the water. That means we forcefully inject the water to this particular well. We simply create some tube-like structures, and the water will be directed to this to those tube structures by pumping them into by pumping those water into the wells, right? The next one is recharge wells. This is simply the water is simply directly recharged through gravity. Okay, simply we just create a well. We just simply dug a well of around a 50 meter, and we simply direct the water into those well. Directly the water will be reached to the aquifers by the gravity flow. Okay, by these methods we can simply recharge the water and increase the surplus amount in the aquifers. Okay, the second technique in subsurface is pitch and shaft. Actually we have already discussed, if the topmost layer is pervious, if there exists no impervious layers on the top, we just use surface methods, right? For subsurface, if the topmost layer is impervious, then we can opt subsurface methods. But in this pitch and shaft, if the impervious layer is encountered at very shallow depths, we use this type of pits and shaft method. Okay, in this pit and shaft method, what we do is we simply dig a pit here. we simply dig a pit up to the nearest aquifer underneath it. Okay, we just simply add some casing over it that we call it as shaft. This may be around like 2 meters of diameter, and all the water on the basin, all this water on this basin will be directed to this pit and shaft arrangement. Okay, from this pit and shaft arrangement all the water will be infiltrated inside and reach the nearest aquifer underneath the shaft. Okay, the main advantage of this pit and shaft is the area with which this arrangement can be accommodated. Okay, here the piece of land is very small. It doesn't require any large pieces of land, and another advantage is that it can work with no losses. That means evaporation and infiltration losses will be very minimal in this type of method. Okay, then now the next method is dug wells. Unlike your recharge wells, this is a smaller size of well. Okay, in your recharge pits or recharge wells, what we do is we just remove all the entire area on your surface, and we simply direct the water to the subsurface of that particular area. Okay, in this method what we do is we simply dug smaller size of wells, and from that wells we either like connect some pipelines or any other small size canals. All those things will be considered here. So particularly this type of wells will be considered in the areas where there is decline of water levels. Okay, if there is a decline of water level, if there is more populated areas also, we just use smaller size of dug wells. We also call them as inkudu guntalu in Telugu. Okay, all this water will be directly recharged to the dried up aquifer which is nearer to the surface or groundwater. Okay, right, next, yeah, this is induced method. Up to now from like this is third method of recharge, and another thing is this is indirect method of recharge. The surface and subsurface methods are direct methods, right? We simply direct the water to the whatever the technique we are using, we are opting, we just directly direct our water to those techniques or to those arrangements, right? In this particular method we don't direct the water to particular pipes or particularly another things. We simply create a what we call it as a cone of depression. What exactly is cone of depression? Okay, for an example, this is my nearest canal over here. Okay, all the nearest ground surface water will be accumulated here, right? All the water will be infiltrated near to this stream, right? What we do is in this particular method we simply dig another larger opening nearest to our whatever the stream, whatever the ground surface water table we are having. Okay, we simply dug a small opening nearest to your canals. Okay, by this opening, what we do is we simply create a vacuum over here, right? We simply create a opening, what we say, we are simply creating a depression cone here. That means before creating this wall, all the water will be directed to the nearest stream, right? To the nearest surface water or to the nearest groundwater over here. But after creating a groove, all the water will be tend to move to this particular opening. Okay, this is how we create a cone of depression here. By the cone of depression, the water always move from the higher pressure to from the lower pressure to the highest pressure. We are creating a pressure zone here. And all the water will be accumulated at this depression zone. Okay, all this water will be accumulated in this depression zone, and entire this area will be recharged, and a new aquifer will be formed at this point. Okay, this is how we are actually planning a this is how we are actually giving this induced method by indirect method of artificial recharge. Here the most effective this method is very effective where the bed is connected to the nearest aquifer by the sandy formation. That is what I'm saying. Sandy formations, in the sandy formations, the entire the pores and pore pressures in the nearest the stratum will be high, right? So all the pores will be high and the infiltration rate will be very much high, and this cone of depression will be easily workable, right? Okay, all these notes will please take all the note please take all the notes, and this is the end of our class. Thank you, and read well.